ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kaalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR-FM. TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong teknolohikal, mapapakinggan dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio. TLE, Learn and Earn.
Muli pong nagbabalik ang usapang TLE. Pasensya na po, kami ay pansamantalang nawala kanina sa kadahilan ng nag-brown out po. Ngayon po, pakinggan na natin ang ating RBI titled Perform Mensuration and Calculation. Stay tuned!
Dance Radio, silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education.
TLE Learning Area.
TLE Learning Area.
Automotive Servicing.
Beauty Care.
Electronic Products Assembly and Servicing.
Cookery.
Electrical Installation and Maintenance.
Dressmaking.
Computer System Servicing.
Mga leksyong pangkabuhayan. Edukasyong teknolohikal.
Matutunghayan dito sa
106.3
Dance Radio. TLE Learning Area.
Technology and Livelihood Education.
Learn and Earn.
Good day, grade 8 learners. You are now listening to School on the Air, 106.3 FM, Dance Radio in TLE 8. I am your radio host for today, Teacher Arnold V. Lagasca. It is better if you're in a comfortable place while listening to our broadcast. If you have questions or inquiries about your lesson for today, you may contact your respective TLE teacher through text, call, chat, or email. Are you ready now? Let us welcome your radio teacher, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo.
Good day, grade 8 learners. I am your radio teacher for today, Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo. One with DepEd's goal, sulong edukalidad. Let's have a recall of our lesson last time. What was it all about?
Ma'am, it was about electronic hand tools and test equipment.
Precisely! You also learned that there are 6 classifications of hand tools used in electronics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you enumerate those?
Yes, ma'am. The 6 classifications of hand tools used in electronics are the following. 1. Driving tools. 2. Soldering tools. 3. Splicing tools. 4. Boring tools. 5. Cutting tools. And 6. Auxiliary tools.
Wow! You have a great memory! Portable electric drill, slotted screwdriver, soldering iron, wire stripper, which of them is classified as splicing tools?
Wire strapper, ma'am. Ma'am, since portable electric drill is a boring tool, slotted screwdriver is an example of a driving tool, while soldering iron belongs to the soldering tool classification.
Absolutely! In electronic test equipment, what do you call the combination of the 3 instruments, namely voltmeter, ohmmeter, and milliammeter?
Ma'am, volt ohm milliammeter, it is also called a multimeter, multitester, or simply known as tester.
Wonderful! You made me smile today. I hope all is set and ready to listen for our next lesson. Our objectives for this lesson are: 1. Compute the value of resistors based on its color code. 2. Make use of the ohmmeter in identifying the condition of a resistors. Identify the condition of a resistor using ohmmeter. And number 3, value the importance of color coding and testing resistors using ohmmeter. My dear learners, do you have appliances at home?
Yes, ma'am.
What appliances do you have at home?
Ma'am, we have television.
What else?
Ma'am, we have cell phones.
What else?
Ma'am, we have computer, refrigerator, and air condition.
Wow! Do you know that all appliances you have at home are dealing with electronic circuits and devices? This may be in the form of home appliances like the radio or television, gadgets like the cell phone, and many more. Electronics is a branch of technology that deals with many applications. Audio electronics, video electronics, digital, medical up to weapons and banking are covered by the influence of electronics. There are quite a number of components used in the application of electronics. To name a few of these electronic components are resistors, capacitors, and semiconductors. I assume that you already read your learning activity sheets. Now, let me ask you, what is meant by resistor?
Resistor, ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am, resistor is discrete component that offers opposition to the flow of current.
exactly! In electronics, the most common and the cheapest electronic component in the market for so many years is the resistor. It is used to limit the flow of current. Resistors can be classified into two types, namely linear resistor and non-linear resistor.
Linear resistor and non-linear resistor.
Linear resistors are those resistors which values change with the applied voltage and temperature, while non-linear resistors are those types of resistors where the electric current flowing through it changes with the exchange in applied voltage or temperature and does not change according to Ohm's law. There are two basic types of resistors with linear properties and fixed resistors and variable resistors. These are the fixed resistors and variable resistors.
What is the difference between the two, ma'am?
Interesting question, my dear. Well, variable resistors consist of a slider which taps onto the main resistor element and a fixed resistor element. The resistance value can be changed, while the fixed resistors are resistors with a specific value and are used in electronic circuits to set the correct conditions in a circuit. Carbon composition and wire wound are the two most common types of fixed resistor. Resistors are very common and have been the cheapest electronic components in the market for so many years. Their features are so interesting and are very colorful. That's why resistors are very popular among students studying electronics. One distinct feature of this resistance-giving component is the way its value is determined. It uses a set of colors which follows a code for its assumed resistance expressed in ohms.
Using colors, ma'am. How is that?
Yes, it uses colors to determine its resistance value. Using the given table or resistor color coding chart, wherein it is composed of 5 columns. The first column contains the colors. The second and the third columns contain the numerical value of each color. Let's continue discussing after this short infomercial.
Do you encounter problems in accomplishing the different activities in your modules or learning activity sheets?
Worry no more, because your teachers are always ready to guide and assist you. You can send your questions or clarifications in 2 easy ways. 1. Call or text. And 2. Private message. So easy, right? Remember, at Doña Aurora National High School, we make amazing things possible.
This reminder is brought to you by Doña Aurora National High School and this station.
Kayo nakikinig sa TLE Grade 8. Kasama si Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo.
I'm back! Let us continue our discussion. The fourth column contains the multiplier and the fifth column contains the tolerance. To compute the value, the first 2 bands of the resistor always denote the first 2 digits of the resistance value in ohms. On a 3 or 4 bond resistor, the third bond represents the multiplier. This multiplier will basically shift your decimal place around to change your value from mega ohms to milliohms and anywhere in between. The fourth color bond signifies tolerance. Keep in mind that if this bond is absent and you are looking at a 3-bond resistor, the default tolerance is plus 20%. For example, if the first color is brown, the second is black, the third is brown, and the last is gold, it means brown is 1, black is 0, brown as the third bond or multiplier is 10. Gold is positive or negative 5%. So, 10 times 10 is equal to 100 ohms. Positive or negative 5%.
Ma'am, can you give another example on how to compute the value of a carbon composition resistor?
Okay, let me give you another one. Here are the colors: yellow, violet, yellow, silver. Yellow is 4, violet is 7. Yellow, since it is the third bond, it is not 4 but 10,000. And silver is positive or negative 10%. Now, 47 times 10,000 is equal to 470,000 ohms plus minus 10% or 470 kilo ohms plus minus 10%. So the value of a resistor whose colors are yellow, violet, yellow, silver is equal to 470 kilo ohms plus minus 10%.
Oh, what about the fourth bond, Mom? What is the purpose of it?
The tolerance is represented by the fourth bond. It is used to limit how far the real value of the resistor can deviate from its color-coded value. It can be more or less but subjected to a tolerable limit. In the color coding chart, there is a column for tolerance. The color gold is plus minus 5%. Silver is positive or plus minus 10%. And no color means plus minus 20%.
Are there any steps on how to interpret the tolerance or resistor, ma'am?
Of course, my dear learners, there are. The following are the procedures for interpreting resistor tolerance. First, identify the tolerance color of the resistor being analyzed. Assuming the color is gold, which has a value of plus minus 5%. Second, convert the percentage into its decimal equivalent. 5% is equivalent to 0.05. Third, compute the percentage of the color-coded value. Assuming that the color-coded value is 100 ohms plus minus 5%. So 100 times 0.05 is equal to 5. Fourth, for the positive or plus side, add 5 to the color-coded value of 100. 100 plus 5 is equal to 105 ohms. That is the maximum deviation for that resistor. Beyond that, the resistor will not be fitted for the circuit which requires such tolerance. Fifth, for the negative or minus side, deduct 5 from the color-coded value of 100. 100 minus 5 is equal to 95 ohms. That will be minimum deviation for that particular resistor. Far beyond that, the resistor will be considered to be defective. And finally, the value of the resistor with colors brown, black, brown, gold is 100 ohms with a deviation of positive 5 or negative 5, like 95 ohms to 105 ohms.
Then, how can we identify if it is still good, ma'am?
That's an awesome question. We will answer that after this short infomercial.
Pangarap? Droga?
Droga? Pangarap?
Pumili ka. Isa lang.
Dahil kapag nagdroga ka,
pangarap mo'y walang halaga.
pamilya, droga,
Droga? Pamilya?
Pumili ka. Isa lang.
dahil kapag nagdroga ka,
kinabukasan ng pamilya'y wasak na.
Buhay? Droga?
Droga? Buhay?
pumili ka, isa lang.
Pero pag nagdroga ka,
Buhay mo parang tinapos mo na.
Huwag gawin ang isang bagay na pagsisisihan.
isang paalala mula sa Doña Aurora National High School at ng himpilang ito.
Kayo nakikinig sa TLE Grade 8. Kasama si Teacher Nina Jenny C. Gillian.
I'm back! Let us continue our discussion. To determine if the resistor is still good, we need to use an ohmmeter. Turn your learning activity sheets on page 2 for your reference. An ohmmeter is a measuring instrument used to determine the resistance of a component or equipment. This instrument is a great help in knowing the actual resistance of the resistors and need to compare the color-coded value of the resistor to that of the measured value. The commonly used ohmmeter in electrical laboratories nowadays is embedded in a multifunction testing instrument called the volt-ohm millimeter or VOM. Ohmmeter consists of different parts. These are the following. 1. Pointer.
Pointer, ma'am?
Yes, pointer. It is the most crucial component of the ohmmeter. It indicates the value of electronic quantity that has been measured. 2. Ohmmeter scale.
Ohmmeter scale, ma'am?
Yes, ohmmeter scale. Non-linear scale where reading of the resistance is based. It is usually found in the uppermost part of the VOM. Number 3. Range multiplier.
Range multiplier, ma'am?
Yes, range multiplier. The section of the ohmmeter on which the actual reading is multiplied. 4. Zero ohm adjustment.
Zero ohm adjustment, ma'am?
Yes, zero ohm adjustment. It is the portion of the ohmmeter where it is adjusted when the pointer of the ohmmeter fails to point to 0. And 5. Test probe.
Test probe, ma'am?
Yes, test probe. It serves as the input portion of the ohmmeter. It has the red test probe as positive while the black is negative.
So exciting, ma'am. Please teach us on how to use the ohmmeter, ma'am.
Yes, let us now proceed to the procedures for interpreting resistance readings in an ohmmeter. Who among you can give the first procedure?
Ma'am, procedure number 1. Know the value of individual calibration on the ohmmeter scale. For scale 0 to 2, the value per division is 0.2. For scale 2 to 5, the value per division is 0.5. Scale 5 to 20 is 1.
Correct! Another procedure?
Ma'am, scale 20 to 50 is 2. For scale 50 to 100, it is equal to 5. Scale 100 to 200 is 20. Scale 200 to 300 is 50. And scale 300 to 500 is equal to 100.
That's right! On every scale, it has its own value. For procedure number 2, identify the appropriate range multiplier to be used. The range multiplier is from R times 1, R times 10, R times 1,000, and R times 10,000. How about procedure number 3? Ma'am, procedure number 3. Connect the metallic part of the test probes and take note if the pointer points at 0. If not, adjust the 0 ohm adjustment. Very well said. Keep in mind that the metallic part of the test probes that we are going to connect so that the pointer will move from left to the right. And for procedure number 4, make the necessary resistance measurements. If the measured value is within the minimum and maximum values, the resistor is good. If not, then the resistor is bad and can no longer be used. I hope you have learned a lot from our discussion today. Let us pause for a moment and we will have some activities after this short reminder.
Katulad ni Dante na naghihilamos ng kanyang muka, huwag kalilimutan ang pagsara ng faucet pagkatapos ito gamitin. Ilang milyong galon ng tubig ang nasasayang taon-taon, kaya mabuti na lang dumating si Yves at isinara ang naiwang nakabukas na tubig na naiwan ni Dante.
Siguraduhin naka-off ang faucet sa tuwing matatapos itong gamitin.
Patayin ang ilaw kung hindi ito ginagamit. Tulad nito, nagbabasa ng aklat si Francis nang biglang pinatay ni MJ ang ilaw. Ngunit ito'y ginagamit, kaya nararapat lamang nabuksan ulit ito ni MJ. Baka may magalit. Alam nyo naman kung paano magalit si Francis.
Patayin ang ilaw kung hindi ito ginagamit. Ito ay makatutulong sa pagbabawas ng konsumo sa kuryente.
Ang mga papel na gamit sa opisina o eskwelahan ay maaari pang gamitin. Huwag muna itong itapon. Kaya tama yan, inyong ulit pulutin at ipunin ang itinapong papel. May gamit pa iyan, kaibigan.
Sagipin natin ang mga puno sa pamamagitan ng pag-recycle sa mga papel.
Pangalagaan ang kapaligiran dahil ito ay natatanging hiyaman. Kayo nakikinig sa TLE Grade 8. Kasama si Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo.
I'm back! At this time, open your learning activity sheets on page 3. Do activity 1, titled, How Much?
How much?
Directions. Read the following questions and select the best answer from the given choices. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper after this broadcast. Let us answer number 1. Here is the question. What is the minimum resistance of a 100 ohm resistor with 10% tolerance? Here are the choices. A. 9 ohms. B. 90 ohms. C. 190 ohms. And letter D. 900 ohms. What is your answer?
Ma'am, for number 1, the answer is letter B, 90 ohms.
Wow, you got it right! Do the remaining items in your most convenient time after the broadcast. At this time, let's proceed to activity number 2, titled Who I Am.
Who I am.
Directions. Draw a multi-tester. Label 5 parts and give the function of the labeled parts. Use a separate sheet of paper in answering. Before we end our lesson for today, let me check if you really understood the lesson. Why is it important to color code carbon composition resistors?
Ma'am, it is important to color code resistors to determine its resistance value.
Exactly! How can we determine if the resistor is still good?
Ma'am, we can determine the condition of a resistor if the measured value is within the tolerance or the allowable value of the resistor that can deviate from its color-coded value. It can be more or less but subjected to a tolerable limit.
Amazing answer! So, if the measured value is within the tolerance, the resistor can still be used in that circuit. What instrument is used to test a resistor?
We used an ohmmeter instrument to test a resistor, ma'am.
Very good! What are the 2 basic types of resistors with linear properties?
Ma'am, the 2 basic types of resistors are the fixed resistors and the variable resistors.
Amazing answer! For your last activity is the reflection part. Answer the following questions. 1. Why is mensuration and calculation important in electronics? 2. What were the challenges you have encountered? And number 3, how can you apply your learnings in your day-to-day life? Do all your activities in your most convenient time after this broadcast. My dear learners, you are all amazing today. Keep it up. I hope you enjoyed our lesson for today and you have mastered all the concepts and procedures discussed. Be prepared for the next exciting topic. Thank you for staying with me. Once again, this is your radio teacher on the air, Teacher Nina Jenny Guillermo. Have a wonderful day. Always remember that we can make our learning fun and easy if we have a positive mindset that we can do it. God bless and stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.
That's all for today, my dear learners. On behalf of the production team, we would like to acknowledge our radio teacher, Teacher Nina Jenny Guillermo, for delivering your lesson in TLE 8. Our language editor, Lezian S. Ramos. Our content editor and head teacher of the TLE learning area, Sir Jefferson F. Aguinaldo. Our scriptwriter, Teacher Edwin L. Respicio. And yours truly, technical specialist and radio host, Teacher Arnold V. Lagasca. For questions and clarifications, you may contact your respective TLE teacher through text, call, chat, or email. These are the different modes of submission. 1. Through online. 2. Ask your parent or guardian to submit the hard copy or the saved files in your flash drive, which will be submitted in your barangay community center and to be received by the SK chairman. Once again, thank you for listening. Stay safe and do amazing things today. Stay tuned for our next episode. Goodbye!
TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education.
TLE Learning Area.
TLE Learning Area.
Automotive Servicing.
Beauty care.
Electronic Products Assembly and Servicing.
Cookery.
Electrical Installation and Maintenance.
Dressmaking.
Computer System Servicing.
Mga leksyong pangkabuhayan. Edukasyong teknolohikal.
Matutunghayan dito sa
106.3 Dance Radio.
TLE Learning Area.
Technology and Livelihood Education.
Learn and earn.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora.
And we are back, dear learners. You've just finished listening to our Grade 8 RBI titled Perform Mensuration and Calculation. We hope you've learned a lot. And if there are things that bother you about our topic, huwag kayong mag-alala. We will answer that in our live discussion. So please accompany us till the very end.
Okay, our dear learners, listening and participating in our live discussion here at Usapang TLE will enhance your knowledge, especially to our lesson for today. Let's refresh your mind about our previous lesson titled Electronic Hand Tools and Test Equipment with the following questions. But don't forget the hashtag Usapang TLE, your grade and section, item number, and your answer. So let's start with the question number 1. Which of the following wattages of soldering iron is best used in any electronic works? I repeat, which of the following wattages of soldering iron is best used in any electronic works? A, 5 watts or 15 watts. B, 20 watts or 40 watts. C, 50 watts or 60 watts. And D, 80 watts or 100 watts. Okay, so what is your answer, dear learners? So dito mga anak ha, kung mali man yung sagot ng inyong mga kaklase, wag natin silang tawanan. We need to respect each other. Okay? So ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Meron na ba?
Meron na ma'am, kaso hindi ginamit yung ating hashtag.
Okay, mga anak, may chance pa kayo. So you need to
follow
the
so,
mechanics.
Meron din pangalawa, may ano tayo, sumunod dito,
Meron na.
Jami Miel, Lamu.
Yes,
From
pareho
8
tayo,
to
ma'am.
tell. Tignan mo lang ha, yung mga science class nakikipag-participate
Okay,
sa
so
atin.
the answer is letter B. Congratulations.
So marami rin mga sumagot. Letter B lahat ang kanilang mga sagot. Congratulations. Sino namin kayo mga isa-isa. Okay, for number 2 question. Why magnifying glass is important in electronics technology? I'll repeat. Why magnifying glass is important in electronics technology? A. To change the image of spare parts. B. To control the image of the spare parts. C. To enlarge the image of spare parts. And D. To shrink the image of the spare parts. Okay, ano ang inyong sagot? For number 2, lagyan nyo ng item number.
Yes, yung hashtag
Okay, meron na rin
natin.
sumagot, pero try natin. Ano ba ang kahalagahan? Bakit gumagamit ng magnifying glass ang ating mga electronics technology? Electronic technicians. Letter B, yung mga iba, letter A. Letter A, ang bilis naman ngayon ng ating
Ang daming
letter
sumasagot.
B, letter C, ano ba talaga? Okay. So, meron ako nakitang tamang kasagutan.
Sino siya,
Which
ma'am?
is Nora Rosete. Wow, talaga naman si 8 Aristotle, ano? Okay, so siya yung nauna ko nakita dito na may tamang kasagutan. Sumunod si Lester Jan Lopez. Okay, so congratulations Nora Rosete. So bakit nga ba? Tanong ko nga, bakit nga ba kinakailangan ng magnifying glass dito? No? Apay. Especially magbigay tayo ng example, yung tagagawa ng mga relo, no? Ang tawag sa kanila ay horologer. Kasi ang tawag sa kanilang ginagawa ay horologist. O yun sila yung watchmaker, no? So watchmaker and horologist. So, ang tawag sa kanila na gumagawa ay horologer. So, bakit nga ba meron silang nakalagay na pangatlong mata? Aside from yung dalawang mata nila. O, 5 na kung meron pa silang salamin. No? Kasi, tama yung sagot ni Nora na to enlarge the image of the spare parts. No? Kasi, babasit ti pyesa nga gamgamitin iti mga
appliances natin.
Oo, yung sa may appliances. So nga, kailangan kasapulan ti magnifying glass. Kasjay dagajay mga scientist nga, kasapulan ti microscope, no makita, dagajay babasit. No? No, kaya't bumit ka makakita ti jay adayo, kasapulan ti telescope. So kasjay, kanya-kanya nga trabaho ti magamit. So, kindag ito yung electronic technicians tayo, magnifying glass or magnifying lens. Ano, sir? Okay. For number 3.
Okay. So, lalo na ngayon, ma'am, sa mga appliances natin, SMD na yung ginagamit, mga surface mount devices na maliliit na talaga ngayon. So, for number 3, question number 3 natin, how does ohmmeter connected in the component when testing? Paano ba natin kinokonekta yung ohmmeter sa mga tinetest nating mga components? Ohmmeter ang pinag-usapan dito, So, is it A, that is diagonal, B, parallel, C, series, and D, that is slanting. So, ulitin ko, ohmmeter yung pinag-usapan natin dito.
Meron na naman ng
measure the resistance.
Namumuro ang ating Aristotle, sir.
So, Aristotle, so may nanalo na ma'am.
Pero bakit number 1 ang kanyang sinagot?
Oo nga,
Pero
it
nahuli,
should be
ma'am,
number
malayo na yung
3.
kanyang ano. So, siguro number 1 yun. Pero tingin nga tayo ng number 3. So, number 3.
Si Aryan ang nakikita ko.
Yes, Aryan.
Aryan
Copernicus
K.
naman
Ross.
ngayon.
So, natin. Copernicus naman yan.
Letter B.
B ang
letter
sagot
B.
niya, sir.
So, it is connected in parallel.
Okay, parallel.
Samantalang yung voltmeter and ammeter, yan ay nasa...
marami.
Sa ammeter natin, it is in series, pero yung voltmeter natin, that is also in parallel.
Congratulations sa mga sumagot ng letter B at mga na sumali din. Okay, nag-send ng kanilang mga kasagutan. Congratulations.
So, Ma'am Albe.
Yes, so parang ang mga winners natin ngayon ay mga
Mga
from
science
science class. Kasi naman itong subject natin ay hindi lang para sa BEP.
Yes.
Kasi this is more on parang science pa,
Yes,
no?
kasi karamihan din sa mga kumukuha ng, yung mga estudyante natin, kumukuha ng ECE, that is the Electronic Communication Engineering, ay galing sa mga science classes natin.
Tama. So this time, let's play a game. So you have here an activity or a game. Can you guess the color using emojis? All you need to do is guess the name of the color based on the emojis shown. You have 10 seconds for each one. Di ko natatanungin kung ready kayo kasi I'm sure ready na kayo.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Timer tayo, ha?
So, sa sample natin yan, ma'am.
Yes, example. So ano ba yan, sir?
Pag titingnan natin, that is, yung unang picture niya ay isang B. Tapos yung kalawa, that is crown, ngunit minus C. Kaya pag pinagsama-sama natin yan, that is color brown. So B plus crown minus C. Then susunod,
Yes, example lang yan.
Sample pa rin, ha?
sample pa rin natin. That is, so ano yan, ma'am?
That is?
Meron na tayong kandyan sa last. That is the lock. Anong kulay yung may lock?
Kailangan ba yung may ganun niya, sir? Parang signal lang ba yan?
Yung signal, yun ang tinutukan niya, ma'am, yung huni nito.
Ay, huni.
So that is the, yun ay,
Black?
black.
Ay, black.
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 So para sa mga,
Paano yung huni niyan, sir?
Ba. Ba, sabi niyo.
Yun ang example natin,
Yun,
no?
Baba, black sheep.
Ay, may mga sumagot din, sir, sa examples natin. So, that is warm up pa lamang.
Yan. Ito na yung sasagutan nyo ngayon.
Ito na ang sasagutan nyo
Okay,
ngayon.
ready?
10 seconds. Okay. Ready na?
10 seconds. Starts now.
So yan
Ano
yung
yan?
makakuha natin.
Ano kaya yan?
Ano yan?
Tumutugtog.
Yung unang
Din ba yan?
ano niya. Tapos,
Anong kulay yan?
Color ang pinag-usapan natin mga anak. Ayan, kulay yan.
kulay, hindi gulay. Kulay, hindi gulay.
Gulay. Kulay ito, hindi ngulay, ngulay. Okay,
Hindi
meron ako
ngulay.
nakikita dito, sir. Sabi niya, Zara May Berrioso. From 8 Aristotle na naman, talaga naman, ha? Number 1 is violet.
Violet,
Sabi.
so ang
Tingnan natin,
tamang sagot
wow.
ay violet.
Violet. Wow, gagaling naman ng mga to.
Yes,
Nakuha mo,
sino?
ma'am,
Sino,
si
ma'am?
Sarah? Si Sarah. Siya yung nauna.
Geronimo.
Sarah May
apelyido?
Berrioso ng puro Aristotle. Okay, so marami yung sumagot. Violet.
So, next.
Okay, next.
Next natin, ma'am.
Next.
Mabe.
Yes, for pictures or clues number,
Ayan.
clue number.
Ay, ano kaya yan?
Okay, meron tayo dyan.
Meron tayong traffic light. No, tatlong ilaw yan pag sa actual, ma'am, no? Pero isa-isa lang yung umiilaw. Ang nakailaw dyan ay yung green. Ang ibig sabihin, pag red yan, that is stop. Pero kung yan ay green, meron na, ma'am.
Wala pa. Number 1 pa lang yung kanilang sinasagot.
Okay.
Number 2 na ang sagutin natin, mga anak.
Number
May naglagay dito grade daw. Bakit number 3 yung ano niya? Number niya.
So, number 2 pa lang tayo.
Number 2
anak,
tayo.
ano?
Number 2 tayo.
Number 2 pa lang tayo.
Okay, meron ako nakita. From 8 Aristotle ulit.
Na naman, ma'am, ulit.
Yummy meal lamang. Pangalawa niya na to. Gold. Ang sagot
Okay.
niya.
So that is gold. Kasi yung green, that is go plus old.
Oo,
So
tama.
gold.
Okay,
And
so
Nanalo
gold.
si
Jammy Mill
Jammy
lang
Mill.
gold. Okay, for number 3.
Last na ba to, sir?
Marami rin nakakuha ng gold. Yung iba gray.
Parang yung sample natin kanina.
Oh.
Ano ito?
Ano kaya yan? Number 3 na tayo, mga anak. Number 3 na.
So, number 3 na tayo.
Ano ba yan?
Parang kasali sa kanta natin.
Oh, meron na naman. Si Jammy Mill na naman,
Yung
ha?
sky.
Oo, siya yung nangunguna pa rin, ma'am, dito sa ating si Jammy Mill. Ang sabi niya is blue.
Yes,
Number
so
3
that is blue.
Wow, ang
Sky
galing-galing
yan,
naman.
The sky is...
Hindi
Ang
yung
galing-galing
sun.
naman. Sumunod lang si Zara, no? Parang yung kanta lang namin kanina, The
Yes.
sun is up,
The
the sky is blue,
The sun is
Ayan.
blue.
we're beautiful, sabi niya.
Yes,
Kasing
congratulations
beautiful, Mr.
sa
Edwin.
ating mga winners.
Yan, galing-galing naman itong mga to. Okay, so I think, congratulations sa lahat ng mga nanalo. Parang isa nga lang yata, ma'am, nanalo. Tama ba?
Hindi, ma'am. Apat sila, ma'am.
Yung dito, sa may part na to. Parang si Jammy Mill at saka si
Tatlo sila, ma'am.
Okay, so congratulations sa mga nakakuha ng
Ay, dalawa.
kulay, tamang kulay. Okay, so I think we are now ready to start our topic for our quarter 3 shift 2 week 2 titled Perform Mensuration and Calculations. So may I present again the objectives of the lesson for today. First, define resistor color coding. Second, give the value of every band of the resistor using the chart. And third, give the importance of color coding resistor. So yun yung ating mga pag-uusapan ngayon.
Okay, so let's see if our listeners and viewers are attentive using the hashtag Usapang TLE. Comment your grade and section and the title of our topic for today. So we will be waiting for your answers, mga anak. Ano ba ang topic natin ngayong araw na to? Sino na naman kaya ang makakakuha ng tawang sagot? So what is our topic for today? Meron na ba?
Sumagot din yung ating mga mga BEP sana, mga makipag-participate din. Ang
Okay,
ating
so
mga
while
grade 8.
waiting, let's start our topic by defining the resistor, color code, and tolerance. And what is meant by resistor, Sir Edwin?
Okay, ma'am, no? So pag sinabi natin resistor, that is a part of any appliances. Makikita ninyo sa mga background natin, usually mga may kaugnayan sa appliances natin. Kung mahilig kayo sa sound system, yan kasi ang tungkol sa electronics. Sound system and others. So, yung unang piyesa natin dito, that is the resistor, it is a discrete component that offers opposition to the flow of current. Or in short, it is used to limit the flow of current. What about yung tinatawag nating color coding or resistor color coding? Pag sinabi natin resistor color coding, that is a scheme to determine the value of resistors by color bands printed on their bodies as code. So itong mga resistors natin, itong mga carbon composition, hindi lahat carbon composition kasi maliliit ang mga ito, may mga kulay dun sa body nila, tinatawag nating mga bands. At base dun sa mga kulay na yon, malalaman natin yung kanyang value. O para mas madali, resistor color coding is an arrangement of colors to keep the message secret. Ano yung secret doon? Yung kanyang value. Yung value doon ay malalaman natin base doon sa pagkaka-arrange ng mga kulay. Kung ano yung value, yun din ang arrangement ng kulay. And, so katulad yan sa sample natin.
Sir, may nakasagot na sa title natin
Title
ngayon,
lang kanina.
si Nora Rosete ng 8 Aristotle. So, hashtag Usapang TLE, Perform Mensuration.
Okay.
So,
yes,
dalawang kanina.
Congratulations, Nora.
Okay, so tuloy natin, ma'am. So, makikita ninyo dyan sa baba ng definition natin, may sample tayo ng resistor, may mga kulay yan. Yung mga kulay na yan ay yung kanyang value. And also, yung tolerance natin. So pag sinabi natin tolerance, that is the fourth color that indicates the percentage of deviation from its color-coded value. O ini-specify nito yung minimum and maximum value na pwedeng mag-deviate yung resistor natin. This is applicable doon sa yung fourth color na tinatawag dyan, applicable kung ang resistor natin ay may 4 na kulay. Okay, 3. Iba naman kapag 5 kulay, 5 bands, okay, 6 bands natin, ma'am. Okay. So, trivia muna tayo. Kailan ba nag-umpisa itong tinatawag nating color coding ng resistor natin? So, the electronic color code was developed in the early 1920s or exactly 1924 by the Radio Manufacturers Association. Yan yung kanilang logo. And then, noong 1930s, dyan pa lang nagkaroon ng kauna-unahang radio na color-coded yung resistor. From Radio Manufacturers Association, binago nila yung kanilang pangalan ng RTMA, that is Radio Television Manufacturers Association. Then, meron din tayong RETMA, that is nag-improve from radio, nandun na rin yung television natin. Pero ito na ay Radio Electronics Television Manufacturers Association. And then, meron tayong Electronic Industries Association or DEIA at saka yung IEC or that is the International Electrotechnical Commission. Kaya noong taong 1963, pinablis nila yung kauna-unahan nilang kauna-unahan na kumbaga kasulatan or na tinatawag nilang EIARS 279 1963 yan. At noong taong ito lang 2016 ay mas in-improve nila, yan is magitan na ng IEC na grupo nila or yung International Electrotechnical Commission. Okay, so Ma'am Malbe.
Wow, parang sa atin lang din sir, merong mga dahilan kung bakit ito yung mga pinangalan sa atin ng ating mga parents. So ganun din yung sa Bible, parang yung name na Abraham or ang meaning nun is the father is exalted, who is later named Abraham, na ang ibig sabihin naman, the father of many nations. So, yan ay mababasa natin sa Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. So, balik tayo. One distinct feature of this resistance giving component is the way its value is determined. It uses a set of colors which follows a code for its assumed resistance expressed in ohms. So, it uses colors to determine its resistance value using the given table. So, mahalagang malaman ng ating mga estudyante itong ating table or ang resistor color coding chart. Wherein it composes of 5 columns, gaya ng nakikita nyo sa ating screen. Yung ating first column is for colors. Ayan. We have for second and third columns, yan naman yung numerical value of each color. Yung nakikita nyo dyan na dalawang columns, yung 1 to 9 and another 1 to 9. And for the fourth column is the multiplier. Yan, yung 10 hanggang dun sa ating 0.01. At yung ating fifth column naman, it is used for the tolerance. So mapapansin natin, yan meron lang dyang positive, negative 5% hanggang sa ating positive, negative 20%.
Okay, So, yan mo, kung titingnan natin maigi, ito kasing color coding chart natin, yung mga kulay na yan ay hinango din sa rainbow. Yung Roy G. Viv, then dinagdagan lang nila ng mas na brighter color dun sa unahan at lighter dun sa hulihan nito. Itong mga kulay na ito, kung tutusin natin, titingnan natin, may mga meaning ng mga kulay na yan, katulad ng white, that is, kung color symbolism, kung sinabi natin white, that is?
Purity.
Okay, purity. Pag blue, that is? Brave. And also, sample lang natin sa red, that is blood or war. Kaya nga doon sa kwan natin, love din.
Yes. Love na lang.
Mas maganda, hindi lang maganda, kundi mas masaya. Okay, sa beauty care, Ma'am Malbe, meron bang kaugnayan din itong mga kulay?
So, noon, napapansin natin, lalo na sa ating paglalagay ng nail polish, ang ginagamit ng mga nasa high level of society, mga nasa taas, mga royal blood, mga ganyan, gold and silver ang ginagamit nila. Sa mga nasa mababa naman, ang ginagamit nilang colors is yung mga lighter lang. So, hindi sila pwedeng gumamit ng mga gold and silver na ilalagay sa kanilang nails. Pero sa ngayon, dahil iba na ang ating panahon ngayon, pwede ka na gumamit ng kahit anong color ng nail polish.
Untouchables kasi yung mga nandun sa...
Yes, ma'am. So, may mga
ano
lugar pa rin na gano'n.
Untouchables. Di mo
So,
pwedeng
ngayon,
yung
kung gusto mong rainbow ang colors ng iyong
Pwede
nail
rin,
polish, it's okay.
Iba-ibang kulay, bawat daliri.
No? Okay. So, kung meron din kayo sa beauty care, ma'am, meron din kaming pinag-uusapang ganyan sa dressmaking. Especially in the color is one of the 5 elements, no, of design, because color is the most powerful element and it attracts the clients, tayo na nagsusuot. So, it attracts the client's attention and becomes the basis of choosing apparel. So, nakadepende rin yan sa atin kung is it light ba yung complexion natin, we are darker, or so nakadepende rin yun sa isusuot nating mga kulay. And of course, attractive talaga ang ng kulay sa atin, na-attract tayo.
Okay, ma'am, kahit nga sa mga daan, di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag ng mga traffic light, lalo na sa Kawayan, makikita natin ito. Ano? Na bawat kulay doon, 3 kulay kasi sa traffic light natin, na bawat kulay ay may ibig sabihin. Katulad ng, may kulay siya na red. Ibig sabihin,
stop.
That is stop. Titigil ka kung ikaw ang driver. Then meron ding yellow, that is caution, and green, that is go. Katulad dun sa natin kanina, yung gold. Ano pa? Ano pa, ma'am? Maliban doon. Ma'am...
Yung sa calendar.
Yung
red.
Ang favorite nating color dyan.
Ang favorite natin. Kasi Sunday and holiday. Favorite ng lahat yan. Okay, so that's right. Even in the different specializations such as computer system servicing, automotive servicing, and electrical installation and maintenance, it is important that components and wires are coded with colors to identify their value and function. In electronics, resistor color coding uses colored bands to quickly identify a resistor's resistive value and its percentage of tolerance, with the physical size of the resistor indicating its wattage rating. Generally, the resistance value, tolerance, and wattage rating are printed on the body of a resistor as numbers or letters when the resistor's body is big enough to read the print, such as large power resistors. But when a resistor is smaller, example 1/4 watt carbon or film type, the print is too small to read, so the specifications must be shown in another way. Ma'am Marilyn?
Okay, so that's right, Ma'am Dandit. So, in the color coding chart, so nandito tayo, ito yung example natin, nasa monitor natin, yung ginagamit nating color coding chart. So, take note meron tayo mga ano dyan, and then later on, dear learners, magkakaroon ulit tayo ng another palaro. No? Each color has its own numerical value. Take note each color. Hindi pwedeng magkabali-baligtad yung kanilang value, no? Like brown. Tingnan natin Brown is 1. So sa first band yun, ano? Red is 2. Orange is 3. Yellow is 4. Green and of course, nandiyan na pababa na yun yung ano niya dun sa my first band. Pero bakit ba yung iba, sir, walang numerical value?
Walang numerical value yung ibang mga kulay, ma'am, dahil sa... ang ibig sabihin nito ay hindi siya pwedeng gamitin doon sa band na yon. Like for example, nakita natin, first band. May nakalagay dyan na black, pero sa tapat ng black ay walang value, numerical value. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya pwedeng maging first band as long as fourth band. So, yun ang kadahilan kung bakit may mga walang value dyan, ma'am. Now, ang problema natin, paano ba mapadali yung pag-memorize ng mga bata doon sa pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga kulay upang sa ganun ay pag sunod-sunod yung kulay, sunod-sunod din yung bilang. Now, so pag nagbilang kayo, pag sinabing black, ganito, that is 0, then brown, 1, red hanggang sa white. That is 9. mas madali kung gagamit tayo ng tatawag nating mnemonics. Ano ba yung tatawag nating mnemonics, ma'am? That is the study and development of system for improving and assisting the memory. Mas mapadali, sabi nga natin kanina. So may sample tayo dito kung paano ba natin mas mapadaling may memorize yung mga kulay na yan. That is, be brave, Rosalie, once you get back, Vic, get worse. Pero kung minsan ang daming B dyan, ano yung B? Ano yung brave? So mas madali kung ito. Pag titingnan natin, may kabastusan pero may aral mapupulot natin dito. Okay, so una, pag sinabi natin bad, that is black. Di ba? Sinasabing black sheep.
Black sheep.
Now, may itim ang budhi mo, so that is bad. Now, then we have also boys. Yung kulay ko, halimbawa, brown. Now, then red, that is rape. May hindi magandang pangyayari dyan. Maaaring magdulot ng hindi kamatayan din, di ba? So that is
May
red.
dumadanak na dugo.
May dadanak ng dugo. Then orange, that is for old. Katulad halimbawa kung sa ito isang prutas, pag medyo pabulok na siya, naging orange. Then sa yellow natin, yang pa lang, maniba lang halimbawa. Then we also the girls, yung green natin, green ladies. Okay, and so on. That is now violet, then, okay, so pag gusto nating mapadali, i-memorize nyo lang yung mnemonics na yan. That is bad boys, rape all the young girls because virgin going wild. Okay. Ma'am Malbe.
Okay, we have here steps. Number 1, compare the ends of the resistor. Usually, the color band at one end is closer to that end than the colored band at the other end. So, nakikita natin yan, no? Yan, i-describe lang natin. If that is the case, the band that is closest to one end of the resistor is the first band. If you can't determine which the first band is, look at the two outer bands. So, the first band is at the other end. Sir Edwin, bago itong color coding, ano bang paraan ang ginagamit nila to determine the value of the resistor?
Okay, ma'am. So, bago natin sagutin yung katanungan mo, ma'am, tingnan muna natin paano ba. Ito kasi, how to identify the first band.
Yes.
So, makikita natin, kung dikit-dikit yung tatlo at hiwalay yung isa, yung nakahiwalay ang fourth band. Yes. Or, kung ang kulay ng fourth band, kung ang kulay ng isang dulo ay either gold or silver, yun ay automatic na magiging fourth band. So, doon ka na sa kabila mag-umpisa. Tungkol naman dyan sa katanungan mo, ma'am, kung ano yung unang paraan kung paano sila mag-color code noon. O paano ma-determine yung value nito. So, yan yung tatawag nating battery voltage. Base sa kukuha sila ng baterya, ilaw, tapos maglalagay sila ng resistor sa pagitan nito. Pag yung ilaw ay madaling nasira, alistungan na pundi, ibig sabihin masyadong mataas, masyadong mababa yung value nito. Pag yung ilaw ay, kukudrip, mahina, masyadong mataas. So, dapat lang na katamtaman. Then, pagkatapos nun, nagkaroon na tayo ng color coding, ngunit 3 kulay lang. Yung body color nito, yung end color, and that of the spot, or yung dot. Yung body nito, that is the first band, yung end, that is the second band, and yung spot or the dot, ang third band. Yes, Ma'am Marilyn.
Okay, so for our second step, identify the color of each band of the given resistor. Okay, tignan natin yung mga example natin, ha. So dito, ang first band or yung first significant color is red. Okay? So, titignan natin ngayon, ha. So, the first band is red. The second band or the second significant color is blue. And the third band or ang tinatawag nating multiplier is green. Diyan sa example natin, ha, tingnan natin. I-ano nyo yung nasa monitor nyo yung example natin. And of course, the fourth band or the tolerance is silver. So, red, blue, green, silver yung ating resistor na example.
Okay, so let's proceed with step number 3. Determine the equivalent value of each color in every band of the resistor. use the resistor color coding chart. Okay. So, nakikita natin sa monitor. Ano ba ang value ng red? So, the value of red is 2. The value of blue is 6. And then, yung green natin as multiplier is 100,000. And dun sa fourth band natin na silver, that is plus minus 10%.
So pagkatapos ng step na yon, ang gagawin na lang natin is to put the first two digits side by side. Pagdikitin lang natin yung numerical value ng first and second digit. So kanina 2 and 6, pagdikitin lang, that is equal now to 26. Then next step, ma'am.
Yes. So, multiply the two-digit number by the multiplier. So, this gives you the nominal value of the resistor in ohms. So, in the resistor shown in the image, the two-digit number is 26 and the multiplier is 100,000. So, the nominal value is 26 times 100,000. So, the answer is 2,600,000 ohms. So, don't forget to put the unit of resistance o yung tinatawag natin na ohms.
Okay, so for our last step, put down the value of the tolerance beside the nominal value of resistor. So, tignan natin ulit ha. So, the value of this resistor is 2,600,000 ohms plus minus 10% or 2.6 mega ohm. Hindi milyon yun na sa letter M doon ha, hindi milyon. To the mega ohm plus minus 10%, Sir Edwin.
Okay. So, bago natin, so bakit naging 2.6 M yon or mega ohms? Bago natin sagutin yon, kung gusto ninyong mapadali, wag na kayong mag-multiply. Kung alam ninyo yung value ng isang kulay, numerical value nito, gawin nyo na lang na zeros. Ano? Gawin nyo na lang silang zeros. Okay. So, paano naging 2.6 yon? So, ganito siya. Ano? Basic unit is ohm. Meron tayong higher units, that is the kilo and the mega. Pag sinabi natin kilo, that is 1,000. Ibig sabihin, may tatlong zeros. At kapag sinabi natin M, that is mega, means million. Zeros. Sample tayo dito. Ano? Pag binasa natin yan, that is 470,000. No, 1,000 pa lang. So, ibig sabihin, ang gamitin natin, change natin ito into kilo by dividing it by 1,000. So, 470,000 divided by 1,000 is equal now to 470. Hindi na 1,000, kundi K ohms. Kilo ohms. Nandun na yung 1,000 dun sa K. No? So, ganun din sa mega natin, divided by 1 million. Kaya yung 30 million magiging 30 mega ohms. Paano kung sila ay, yung combination, ma'am? 2,200. Okay, tama si ma'am. That is 2.2. Kasi 1,000 yung mas mataas. 2.2, that is equal to 2,200 is 2.2 kilo ohms. Baka pwede sa mga bata natin.
Okay.
Ano?
So, sir, baka may papagawa ka na nasasagutan nila.
Subukan nga nila ito.
Subukan, maganda to mga anak. Interesting to, no?
Yes,
pag
ready na ba?
dikit-dikitin nyo lang ha. Dikit-dikit. One dikit-dikit one is 1.1.
So yung ano natin dyan is 5 million na siya, 600,000.
Anong sagot?
Combination,
Okay.
million and 1,000. Sige.
Yan na, yan.
Million ang nagamit dyan.
5 million na yan ha. Ano kaya ang sagot? Kambing.
Mega. Anong gagawin dyan para
nasa
maging
mega na daw,
siya?
sabi ni ma'am. Ano, na? Sige.
Okay,
Habang hinihintay, pwedeng tuloy na natin, ma'am.
Ano bang
yung sagot niya kasi papakit dito, that is equal now to, kung may magsasagot mamaya, okay, sige, consider natin. That is equal now to 5.6 mega ohms.
Ang dali Tinanggal mo lang yung 5 zero, tapos dinagyan mo ng point.
Meron sumagot?
So, another example natin, ito, baka gusto pa nilang sagot nito. Meron pa tayong halimbawa, base sa resistor natin, that is brown, black, brown, gold. Ang nito ay, ang value niyan.
Ano mga value ng mga yon?
Okay. Pag ang brown ay 10 sa third band at gold ay 5%, ano ngayon ang value ng brown sa first band at sa yung black sa second band.
O ano?
Na may mga arrow na dyan.
Nandito yung chart natin na pagtitignan. Ano yung value ng brown sa first band at saka nung black sa second band. Kasi given na yung si brown
sa third band,
multiplier and gold as the tolerance. Okay. Ano ang value ng first and second band?
Nakalagay dyan yung first band.
Ayan sa may chart
may
natin.
mga kulay din.
No? Okay. No? Hindi lang banda rito, banda ron.
Yan. Using the color coding chart, mga anak. Tignan ninyo. Ano ba ang value ng brown?
Sabi ni Zara, parang yung ano yata ang... Bakit meron siyang negative?
Anak, tignan mabuti.
Ay, ano ba yung negative doon, anak? Na Zara, is it yung sagot mo ba o yun yung negative? Or equals, ganun sana ang pagkakaano mo doon, because that is or 1 and 0. Ano ba?
Yan, may sumagot si Aris.
O baka gusto mong itawag, anak. Baka gusto mong itawag mo na lang para maklaro kung ano yung negative doon. Ang hirap kasi itong mga science na to eh. Hindi mo alam kung
negative ba or ano yan. Tas lang.
Gusto mo bang yung sa kasagutan mo, Zara May?
Dalawang sagot yan, ma'am, di ba?
Dalawa, sir.
Meron na rin sumagot.
Ma'am, pero
wala siyang hashtag.
1 and 0.
Binago ni Zara, 1-1 na daw. Ay, number 1 pala. Number 1-1. Tapos, ano ba? Hindi ko na maintindihan. Si Aris, 1 and 0.
Number 1 and 1, sabi naman yun.
Si Gerson naman, 0 and 1.
Oo, parang...
Siyempre,
tignan mabuti mga
is the first band. The second answer is your second band.
Yes, unahin natin yung first band.
What is the value of brown?
Yung black doon is nasa third column. Ang titingnan ninyo, baka isang...
Second band.
Second column, ang black.
Yung black natin.
Hindi, pang third column siya. Second band siya,
third column. Sa chart natin, ma'am.
Sa chart natin.
First band, pero nasa second column.
Okay, si Arian Faye Ramos, Carnate, sabi niya, hashtag usapang TLE, brown is 1, black is 0.
Okay, mas klaro yung sagot ni
Arian Faye Ramos, Carnate.
Ano ang...
Galing doon, then...
Okay, so 1 and 0. Okay, ayan yun nakita. Makikita nyo yung mga
brown,
arrows.
black, brown, gold, yan ay 100 ohms plus minus 5%. Okay, meron din tayong...
Interesting, di ba? Yung natin ng color coding.
So, meron din tayong tolerance. May steps dyan. Ma'am Marilyn, ano yung steps natin dyan sa tolerance natin?
Okay, so we have the first, identify the tolerance color of the resistor being analyzed. So, example is 100 ohm plus minus 5%. The tolerance color is gold, which has a value of plus minus 5%.
And for number 2, convert the percentage into its decimal equivalent. 5% is equivalent to 0.05. So, ayan.
So, may arrow dyan pag nakikita ninyo. No? Paano naging 0.05? Galing sa 5% yon. And third step is to compute the percentage of the color-coded value. 5% ng 100 is equal now to 5. And fourth step, Ma'am Malbe.
The maximum deviation for the resistor. So beyond that, the resistor will not be fitted for the circuit which requires such tolerance. For the plus side, add 5 to the color-coded value of 100. So that is 100 plus 5 is equal to 105 ohms.
Okay, for the fifth procedure, the minimum deviation for that particular resistor far below that the resistor will be considered to be defective. For the negative side or the minus side, deduct 5 from the color-coded value of 100. So 100 minus 5 equals 95 ohm.
And for number 6, finally, the value of the resistor with colors brown, black, brown, and gold is 100 ohms with a deviation of plus 5 or minus 5. So that is 95 ohms to 105 ohms.
Okay, so ibig sabihin that 95 ohms is the minimum and the maximum yung 105. In between.
Yes,
dapat.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, so proceed na tayo sa ating question and answer portion. So para sa ating viewers, listeners, React heart kung ang sagot ay tama at sad emoji kung ito ay mali.
Okay, ready for question number 1. So, ang instruction ay react heart if the answer is correct and sad if it is wrong. For number 1, silver and gold colors cannot be used in the first band. I repeat, silver and gold colors cannot be used in the first band. Heart or sad? Number 2, tolerance is the band in the color coding scheme that permits the value to deviate to a certain extent. Heart or sad?
May nakakuha naman sa number 1, which is Zara May Berioso. Nag-heart na siya. For number 2, meron na bang nakakuha ng number 2?
So, lagyan ng number, Gerson,
ng number.
para ma-credit yung ating sagot.
So, si Sarah yung nauna?
Sarah.
Next na.
Sagot na kayo sa number 2 and number 3.
Number 2.
Ano, dyan, naka-flash tayo. Naka-flash.
Okay na.
Nasa presentation natin.
Nagsad naman si Gerson.
Blue color represents digit 5
number
in.
2.
Resistor
naman
for
sila.
color code.
Sad sila,
Puro
ma'am.
sad sila. Why they are sad? Why they are crying?
Sad na sad sila.
Sad sila. Meron sumasagot pa rin ng number 1, number 2 na tayo,
nahuli.
number 3. Pwede nyo na rin sagutan yung number 3.
Nabasa ko na yung number 3.
Basta ang ano lang natin, emoji is heart and sad.
Heart and sad.
Okay, may number 3 na tayo.
Okay.
May number 3 na puro sad naman yung...
Okay, Gerson Marinay sa number 3, heart.
Meron na, ma'am?
Ay, wrong. Anak.
Meron na ako nakita sa number 3, sad. Si
Pag
Zara
hinantay
May
natin,
Berioso,
number
di ba?
2. Hindi.
Sa number 3, correct si Zara May Berioso. Number 2 na lang.
Number 2 is Jester Acedo. Okay.
So number 2 natin, that is heart, and number 3, that is sad. Kasi 5 is green.
So to sum up our topic for today, we discussed about resistor color coding. It is important that components and wires are coded with colors to identify their value and function. So color coding is important to determine the resistance value of a carbon resistor. Thank you so much po sa nakasama namin ngayon dito sa booth.
Okay, don't forget to answer your reflections. Does the color of a resistor matter?
Okay, so next week, ganito ding oras, ganito ding araw, tutuloy natin yung iba pang mga components. Bye-bye!
TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong, teknolohikal, mapapakinggan. Dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio. TLE, Learn and Earn. Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big. Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR FM.